Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Sunday, April 12th, 2015, around 6:25 in the morning, Belleville, Massachusetts. Going to be a nice and sunny day. Going to be in the 60s today. Some news to report. The Boston Bruins will not be qualifying for the playoffs. Pittsburgh won and the Bruins lost in a shootout by a score 3-2 against the Lightning. 96 points did not get the Bruins into the playoffs this year. There's going to be changes. And also, the Providence Friars won the NCAA's men's hockey tournament by beating BU by a score 3-2 at the TD Garden. No more hockey at the TD Garden for at least 6 more months. And it's Happy Greek Easter. That's about it on the news. My first video subject of the day is about the Bruins' disappointing 2014-2015 season. This season for the Bruins, they did not get the job done. Like I mentioned a few weeks ago, the Bruins were so hot and cold this year that, not making the playoffs this year, it's not a shock. This is not a shock because the way the Bruins been playing this season. They're so hot for a while, but they get so cold. They go on winning streaks, then they go on losing streaks. Winning streaks, losing streaks. They were up 9 points for a playoff spot earlier this year, but they could not get the deal done, not closing it because the Bruins' offense this year was, so hot and cold. Marchand led the Bruins with 24 goals. That's not a good. It's a decent, but it's not like 30 or 40 goals. And Bruins, most of their offensive players just were so hot and cold this year. Patrice Bergeron led the team in scoring, and also Tuukka Rask. People complain that he's not a $7 million goaltender. He had a decent season this year, in my opinion, but like the defense, they didn't have too good of a defense. Chara is getting up there in age. Seidenberg came back from his major knee surgery. Doug Hamilton and Torrey Krug were pretty good, but they were frequently hurt and stuff. But the real reason I think the Bruins did not make the playoffs, it's the general manager, Peter Chiarelli. He put the Bruins up against the salary cap, meaning they had to cut a couple of players, trade them or not re-sign them. He handcuffed this team, and the Bruins could have had a cup contender year after year after year, but Chiarelli just signed so many players to long-term contracts, high money contracts, and some of them aren't really worth it. Is Lucic like a $6 million player, or Eriksson? They're like good players in my opinion, but they're not worth $6 million and stuff. And I'm hearing some Facebook comments that they should get rid of Tuukka Rask, but Tuukka Rask, it's not really the problem. He's a great goaltender in my opinion. He won the Vezina Trophy last year, but he can't be Superman in my opinion. He can't go out there and score goals. Goaltenders don't score goals. It's just that, in my opinion, this year the Bruins did not have any lack of character players like Sean Thornton. That's another reason why I didn't think they didn't make the playoffs and stuff like that. Peter Chiarelli's probably going to lose his job as general manager, and Claude Julien's a good coach, but he's going to probably get his walking papers soon as well. This is the first time since 2007 the Bruins did not make the playoffs, and first time under Peter Chiarelli. And this is only maybe the sixth time in 40 years that the Bruins are going to be playing for Stanley Cup championship in the springtime. It's always like a tradition in Boston that they make the Stanley Cup the Stanley Cup playoffs and stuff like that. It's going to be strange without Bruins hockey this spring. And the Celtics probably will make the playoffs. Be the first time since 1967 that the the Celtics. The Celtics make the playoffs, and the Bruins don't since 1967. Not going to count that strike, that lockout year in 2005. And it's so sad to see that the Bruins do not make the playoffs this year. It's disappointing. It's sad, but this is no shock the way the Bruins been playing the 2014-2015 season. It's no surprise, but hopefully next year they could get things turned around. And that's about it on that. And be back in a few more minutes for my predictions of the 2015 Stanley Cup playoffs. See you later.